Hello everyone, this is Siddhant Ray here. This is part 5 of a series of basics of Java programming. In this video, we are going to take control flow a step further by exploring do-while loops and nested loops. These concepts will allow us to handle more complex looping conditions and work with loops within loops for tasks that involve multiple levels of iteration. Let's get started. A do-while loop is similar to a while loop, but there's one key difference. The code inside a do-while loop always runs at least once, regardless of whether the condition is true. The condition is evaluated after the code inside the loop is executed. This makes do-while loops useful in situations where you want to ensure that a block of code runs at least once before checking the condition. Let's look at a basic example of a do-while loop that prints numbers from 1 to 5. Int I equals 1. Do system.out.println I plus while I less than equal to 5. In this example, the do block executes the code first, printing the value of I and then incrementing it. After that, the condition I less than equal to 5 is checked. If the condition is true, the loop runs again. If not, the loop exits. The difference here is that the code runs at least once, even if I were initialized with a value that doesn't meet the condition. Now, let's talk about nested loops. A nested loop is simply a loop inside another loop. This allows us to perform more complex iterations, especially when dealing with multi-dimensional data like tables or grids. For instance, you might use nested loops to print rows and columns or to iterate over arrays within arrays. Let's look at a simple example of nested for loops that print a 3x3 grid of numbers. For int I equals 1, I less than equal to 3, I plus. For int j equals 1, j less than equals 3, j plus, system.out.println I, comma, plus j plus blank, system.out.println. In this example, we have two loops, an outer loop and an inner loop. The outer loop runs 3 times, and for each iteration of the outer loop, the inner loop also runs 3 times. The result is that the inner loop prints a grid of coordinates, where each coordinate represents a position in a 3x3 grid. This is a great way to handle tasks that require multiple levels of iteration. Let's apply this concept to a practical example. Generating a multiplication table. Using nested loops, we can print out a full table of multiplication results. For int I equals 1, I less than equal to 10, I plus. For int j equals 1, j less than equal to 10, j plus. System.out.print I into j plus /t. System.out.println. In this program, the outer loop runs from 1 to 10, representing the rows of the table, while the inner loop also runs from 1 to 10, representing the columns. For each iteration, the program prints the product of I and j, followed by a tab space for formatting. The result is a 10 by 10 multiplication table. So that was it for part 5 of our Java series. Today, we explored do-while loops, which ensure that the code inside the loop runs at least once, and nested loops, which allow us to perform more complex iterations, like generating a multiplication table. In the next part, we'll dive even deeper into advanced topics, including recursion and the use of functions to structure our programs. See you soon, everyone. Bye for now.